Central Coast Plateau Chamber of Commerce represents a large and diverse range of farming on the plateau. There's a lot of produce growing and a lot of good quality products, not only food, there's flowers. We're in a close proximity to the Sydney market and an ideal situation for farming. The Central Coast Plateau produces $92 million worth of product, over $92 million worth of product. We're actually 14% of the state's produce, and we're actually the highest produce per hectare in the whole state because of our intensive nature. Our percentage of produce is actually growing, and the region is an ideal spot for growing produce, with Sydney to our south, Newcastle to the north, and being on the Central Coast, there's also a lot of people there.
Blue Tongue Brewery has just started production on the Central Coast. We've just constructed a new brewery, $120 million investment. We came to the Central Coast because of the proximity between the markets of Brisbane and Sydney, also our key market of Newcastle, but also the fact that we could have a great workforce, we could really tap into the local resources and make our business a real success on the coast.
Ultraserve is a leading managed hosting provider in the IT sector. We've chosen the Central Coast due to the location and availability of staff, reducing the commute to Sydney for highly qualified IT staff. Being one of the few sort of leading IT organisations on the Central Coast has been great in terms of staffing perspective.
Yes, well, I'm Philip Moore. I've got the St Fiacre distillery, and I needed somewhere very close to a tourism hub like Terrigal, and also somewhere where I could grow things for my liqueurs. So I found the best of both worlds at Erina, because I've got a few acres there which I can grow the liqueur plants on, and then I've got Terrigal, I've got Erina shopping centre nearby, so it was a very good location for my type of business.
The palate was actually invented by a Central Coast identity from West Gosford, and it's a biodegradable, 100% biodegradable organic product made from cornstarch and hemp fibre. And we have a local hemp plantation growing at the moment, and it will be going worldwide, but the Central Coast is our headquarters. It's just the answer to the environment. 40% of trees that are harvested globally go into one-way export pallets per year. So it's a big thing for environment, and it's a great thing for the Central Coast as far as the development and the innovation of the whole thing.
Central Coast is a good location for our business because we're closer to the essential services. We were slightly north originally, but when we shifted down we had better access to freight, overnight freight for our export products, and power was a consideration as well for us, and so very happy to be on the coast. Great support networks, great place.
Okay, well, the University of Newcastle has over 33,000 students. We have 4 campuses now, one in Port Macquarie, Central Coast of course, our main campus in Callaghan in Newcastle, and also one here in Sydney. We have one international campus in Singapore that covers right through Asia, and we have 6,500 international students from 80 different countries. We are very well renowned for engineering, medicine and research.
Our business is about plant breeding and plant propagation. We sell to a national market and also an international market. We export to many countries. And we find the Central Coast is a good base to do that from. We're close to the F3 and hence Sydney Airport for those export orders. It's a new product we've called Pot and All. It's a biodegradable pot made of coconut fibre. So you plant the plant in the pot and all, and the pot will break down in the ground and the roots will come through the side of the pot. No more plastic. So we've got great access to labour. We've got a workforce of about 80 people, and we need skilled and semi-skilled people, and the coast provides a great source of labour, mainly female labour in our case. So that's a big benefit for us.
And we're based at Booker Bay on the beautiful Central Coast, and we managed to sell these fantastic spice ranges because they're all gluten-free, they've got no additives, they're very good quality, they're exceptionally tasty and so easy to use, and we're based, as I say, at beautiful Booker Bay. We manage to sell our products now all around New Zealand, all around the UK, all over Australia. And the beauty of our products is they are of the intense quality. So you only use a really small amount of our products in creating really interesting and tasty food.
We do normally wear our business attire, but today we're in these lovely shirts to show off not only the fact that the lifestyle is the important thing about living and working on the Central Coast, but also just to sort of embellish that it's all about having a little bit of fun. I mean, we're basically in an area where we've got fantastic opportunities for businesses to relocate or grow, and a great pool of staff, and it's just about the lifestyle. The local government areas of Wyong Shire and Gosford Shire are both supported by a number of different types of zones that are all flexible and that allow multiple different uses within those zones. So we've got the business park zones of 4C, we've got light industrial 4B zones and heavy industrial as well at 4A, so the manufacturing, distribution, all of those aspects of business are certainly being supported by the Central Coast.
Where we are situated, because we've expanded regionally, we do conferences all over Australia. It's, you know, for transport, it's a great place to exit from and to come back into without dealing with all the traffic that we have to in Sydney, like we are today.
One of the biggest advantages we've got farming oysters on the Hawkesbury is that it is a great place to farm oysters, but it's so close to Sydney, the biggest seafood market in Australia, and we're like an hour down the road from it, so we can harvest oysters in the morning, and we've got direct harvest, and we can have them in Sydney in the afternoon, and that evening they can be on the customers' plates. So freshness is one of the big advantages that we do have.
We're really proud to be a Central Coast business. The coast is a great place to have a business for a couple of reasons. The community support that we receive at Billy Goat Soap for our products and for our efforts in market is unbelievable and makes it all worthwhile. The local community is really a force to be reckoned with. And I think secondly, our staff, our workforce that we have who live and work and play on the coast are second to none. They'll go that extra mile to keep a customer happy, to surprise and delight a customer at every turn. And it's really the spirit of a Central Coast that shows through in everything that we do.
Working in marketing and PR, we don't actually need to be in the city to work with national and international clients. So we find that the Central Coast, which is you know, very proximal to Sydney and a great location to be at, means that we can work by email and electronically and still be an hour and a half away from the city when we need to be.
We're from the Australian Reptile Park. We've brought along some baby Tasmanian devils, a baby koala and a big Argentinian black and white tegu, and we're with the Central Coast Tourism stand.
I just wanted to express to those of you who don't know as much about the music industry on the Central Coast. We have a big music industry up there, in particular country music. Most of Australia's big country music stars live on the Central Coast. We have a lot of big recording studios. One of them is ours, and so a lot of music is made on the coast, and we're very proud that we make our music on the coast. We live on the coast. There's fabulous photographers, graphic artists, video directors. We can really do almost everything other than press the CDs at the factory on the Central Coast. So a lot of music comes from there, and we're very proud to say we come from there too.
From our perspective as a government, there's never been a better time to invest in the Central Coast, to visit the Central Coast, to live on the Central Coast.
Thank you all very, very much for participating, making this first event such a success, to everybody who's been behind it. But most of all, we have to make sure we're getting out there, putting the message around that the Central Coast is the best place to live, work and play. Thank you.